What if you woke up tomorrow morning and felt completely in control of your life? Not because everything was perfect, but because you knew exactly who you are and where you're going. Picture this: David, a 58-year-old man, sitting on his porch in Texas, watching the sunrise, wondering where the years went. He felt like life was slipping away until he discovered the power of discipline and purpose. Today, I'm going to walk you through 4 powerful steps to build a life that feels meaningful, vibrant, and deeply fulfilling, no matter your age. These aren't quick fixes. They're timeless principles that can transform your days into a masterpiece. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll have a clear path to start living with intention. First, let's talk about building discipline through small, intentional habits. Discipline isn't about willpower or forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about creating systems so simple they become second nature. Take Susan, a 62-year-old librarian from London. She felt overwhelmed by her cluttered home and lack of energy. Instead of tackling everything at once, she started with one small habit: making her bed every morning. That simple act gave her a sense of control, like she was laying the foundation for a successful day. Then, she added 10 minutes of daily stretching and gradually organized her home bit by bit. Within 6 months, her house was tidy, and she was walking 5,000 steps a day, feeling energized. The secret? Start with something so small, it's impossible to fail. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, writing one inspiring sentence, or reading a page of a book before bed. Commit to it for 30 days and watch how it creates momentum. Small habits are the bricks that build the house of discipline. They don't just change your actions, they reshape how you see yourself. From someone who procrastinates to someone who takes action. Think about it. If you dedicate just 5 minutes a day to a new habit, in a year, you'll have invested over 30 hours in yourself. That's the power of consistency. Next, anchor your life to your core values. Purpose doesn't come from grand gestures. It comes from living each day in a way that reflects what matters most to you. Consider Margaret, a 55-year-old nurse from Sydney. After decades of caring for others, she felt empty, like her own life lacked meaning. One evening, she sat down with a cup of tea and wrote down what truly lit her up: connection, learning, and creativity. She started hosting a weekly book club with friends, not just to read, but to share life stories, which made her feel closer to others. She enrolled in an online painting course, where she discovered the joy of creating, and she began journaling, capturing her thoughts and emotions, which helped her understand herself better. Those choices didn't just fill her time, they filled her heart, giving her a sense of aliveness she'd lost. To find your purpose, ask yourself, what makes me feel most alive? What do I want to be remembered for? Write down 3 things that matter most: family, health, faith, or maybe adventure, and make one decision this week to honor them. For example, if family is a core value, plan a special dinner with loved ones. If it's learning, spend 15 minutes a day reading about a topic you love. When your actions reflect your values, every day feels meaningful, like you're painting a picture of your life in your own unique way. Third, embrace accountability to stay on track. Discipline thrives when you're not going alone. Let me tell you about Robert, a 60-year-old retiree from Chicago. He always wanted to get fit, but kept quitting his gym routine due to lack of motivation. Then, he joined a local hiking group and told his wife he'd walk with them every Saturday. Knowing others were counting on him made all the difference. They didn't just hike together. They shared stories and laughter, making each outing a joy. A year later, he was 20 pounds lighter, leading group hikes, and feeling more confident than ever. Accountability doesn't have to be formal. It could be a friend you text daily to report progress, a family member who cheers you on, or even a notebook where you track your small steps. Try this. Share one goal with someone you trust this week. Maybe I'll walk 10 minutes a day, or write down one thing you did each day to move toward your purpose. When you know someone's watching, or even when you're watching yourself, you're more likely to follow through. Think of it as a companion on your journey, reminding you that you're not alone. Finally, embrace reflection to stay on course. Discipline and purpose require you to pause and check in with yourself. Consider Ellen, a 57-year-old accountant from Bristol. She was successful professionally but felt unfulfilled, like she was just going through the motions. She started a simple practice. Every Sunday evening, she sat down with a cup of coffee and asked, "What went well this week? What could I do better?" That reflection helped her realize she was spending too much time on work and not enough on her passion for gardening. She loved planting flowers, feeling the soil under her hands, and watching things grow. So, she carved out an hour each day to tend her garden, turning it into her spiritual sanctuary. She also began journaling about the plants she grew and the peace they brought her. Reflection doesn't need to be complicated. Set aside 10 minutes each week to ask, am I moving toward the life I want? What's one thing I can improve? Write down your answers and let those insights guide your next steps. For instance, if you realize you're spending too much time scrolling on your phone, set a 30-minute daily limit and use that time for something more meaningful. Reflection turns discipline into growth and purpose into reality, helping you not only stay on track, but also enjoy the journey. Take a deep breath and let this sink in. You have the power to build a life of discipline and purpose, one choice at a time. Imagine looking back a year from now, proud of the small habits you've built, the values you've honored, the people who supported you, and the moments you've taken to reflect. What's one step you can take today to start this journey? Maybe it's picking that one small habit, writing down your values, finding an accountability partner, or setting a time to reflect. Share in the comments what inspired you most or what step you can try. I'd love to hear your story. If this video touched you, please give a thumbs up, subscribe for more insights, and share it with someone who might need a little spark. Together, we can build lives that shine with purpose. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.